Let's talk with Ron. Ron, you're with Allworth Money Matters.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hi, Ron.
I am 78 years old. My wife and I had just celebrated our 50th anniversary with a large celebration in April, and she passed away suddenly in October after a surgery illness.
Wow.
Purely from the financial side of that happening in life, my joint and survivor retirement income was reduced from $400 to $2,500 a month, and her $2,000 a month Social Security ceased. So then I was left with trying to figure out things based upon that, as well as what our goals had been regarding our 3 adult children and 3 adult grandchildren, one of whom has a disability. Our retirement income is, or my retirement income is $2,500 a month from retirement, a net Social Security of $2,450. We have rental income of approximately $5,000 and RMDs, which I don't necessarily take, of $5,500 a month.
I'm sorry, say that again?
About $5,000 a month, $5,500 a month, for a total of $15,000, or approximately. I live on, now I have assessed about $7,500 a month. Our assets include $1.6 million in traditional IRA, which includes $100,000 in Vanguard. $100,000 in the Roth. I know I'm low, but I consider myself a quite conservative investor. So 30% of are in stock index funds.
Okay.
And 55% in money market funds. We have $400,000 in bank CDs and money market funds. Our primary residence is free and clear, about $550,000, and we have 3 rental properties of about $1.5 million. My goal remains as it was when my wife was alive. My main goal is to ensure that I leave each of our adult kids and our disabled grandson at least $500,000, plus one of the residents each, and then a smaller amount to 2 other well-established adult grandchildren.
Okay.
And I guess I'm looking for the way in which I'm not quite there yet with being able to do that. And I'm looking for, obviously I'm going to live, that's not a problem in terms of financially, but I want to achieve that goal.
Okay.
And what recommendations would you have for me?
All right. So let's step back for a minute.
Maybe I missed something. So you $500,000 for your 3 adult kids plus $500,000 for the disabled grandchild, right?
Probably in a special needs trust.
Correct. I haven't. That's another one of my missions, is to establish the special needs trust.
Okay.
So that's
as well.
He's
currently in a special program for young adults with disabilities.
So that's $2 million, and the value of your home's $550, and your rentals are $1.5. So just the real estate you have.
Yeah, but he wants $2 million, and in addition to that, one of the rental homes to each one of the children, to the adult children.
The primary residence is going to our grandson, and the other properties are going to each one of the children.
So let's just circle back for a second. And the rental properties, are they close by to where the children live?
All except one of them. And I've already discussed this, that what will happen when I'm no longer here with them, including a daughter who lives in Southern California. She's already, she let me know that she wouldn't plan to sell it. She would plan to rent it as I am.
Okay. So let's start with the portfolio. You said money markets. Have you considered short-term treasuries?
No.
Well,
I guess I'm uncomfortable with the uncertainty of it, and I mentioned that I'm quite conservative.
I understand.
But there's nothing more conservative than treasuries.
We're not talking about a risk movement here, right? I'm talking about something that is equivalent or lower risk, right?
Okay.
Because in your money market right now, it holds, if it's a pure money market, it holds both U.S. Treasuries and corporate debt.
Okay.
Right. And so what happens is, in that money market account, you're paying state income taxes on that. And what state do you live in?
California.
Okay. So
Carmichael.
right now, I grew up in Carmichael. So right now, if I looked at your portfolio and you said how much is in your, how much is in?
You've got roughly $2 million in savings and investments.
Correct. But you said 50% of your IRAs in money markets?
55% in money market.
Okay.
And as well as the 400,000 from
That's
the
right.
bank CDs.
So we've got $1 million in money markets, right? And what are they paying? 1.5, 2?
Oh, no. It's 4 point, currently
Okay, so
it's
you're using
like
high.
4.45.
You're looking for high.
Okay,
You're managing. The
All right,
cash flow.
I'd actually probably switch those to the short-term treasuries.
So if-
and
let's
just get a
assume-
higher yield and then free of state income taxes,
If you died today,
your objective would be achieved.
well, not quite, because the taxation of the IRA.
That's right.
Right.
But there's
Other
nothing
than
you can
that-
do about that.
Right.
That's correct.
There's nothing. So here's one of the things that I would, you might want to, here's one of the things that I would actually question, which is I have 4 children and I own some rental properties as well. I will not require my children to continue to own those rental properties. Just
Well,
flat
I'm not
out.
requiring that they do it otherwise. The decision would be purely theirs.
Okay. Thank you. Because
I just commented that our daughter in San Diego, she had indicated to me when we discussed, because I've discussed this whole plan with them,
that's right.
except for how much cash they would receive. I've indicated that they would each receive one of the properties. And she was the one who said that, no, I would plan to continue
Okay.
have it rented.
Okay. You've achieved your objective. I don't. Scott, do you have anything to add? I have nothing.
You've
to
got
add.
$2 million saved, and you've got
Yeah.
500,000.
Just set up that
times 4.
special
Aside
needs
from
trust.
property.
Yeah,
This is
correct.
aside from property. I want 500,000 to each of them.
No, yeah, you got it.
Plus.
We've got it. Yeah. And you want to set up that special needs trust, and you want to do it in that conjunction with the grandchild's parents.
Well, the other part of the equation, which I didn't indicate fully, is the other 2 adult grandchildren. I want at least 100,000 for each of them, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not there yet.
Yeah,
well,
that's-
then, plan on living many more years, and
Yes.
you'll have it.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't. Well, regarding the.
But in your trust, you
Living
want
your
wait
funds,
in
which you mentioned.
wait, 1 second, Ron. In your trust, do you have these as percentages of the net worth in your trust? How is it
Yes,
designed?
I do. I have the percentages established. It's with Vanguard and with the bank, and that for the Vanguard IRA.
Do you have
fund,
a current living trust? Have you done a living trust since your wife passed?
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
All right.
I've already had that updated.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I was already guided by the tax person to get new appraisals for all the properties, which I did as well.
For the step up in basis? Yep.
And
You're fine.
I get, one other question regarding your comment about the short-term treasury. You indicated about the bank money market funds and CDs. Are you saying that as well for the IRA money
Yes.
market funds?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it doesn't matter. The state income tax won't make any difference. You're just going to get a little bit higher yield.
Okay.
Go look at the BIL.
Okay. All right.
Ticker symbol BIL, Treasury bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you comfortable with the 30% stock?
I think it should be higher, but I'm not you.
Well, I just think, who knows?
Well, that's what I said.
So in a short period of time, and I'm thinking of what you always seem to quote of short term, you want it in a more flexible account. And I don't want to have all of it there and going next month.
That's right. But your beneficiaries don't necessarily aren't going to spend that money.
Oh no, I'm not planning to spend the money.
No, your
my
beneficiaries.
whole mission
No,
is just to live basically and to leave what I can to them.
understand, but your beneficiaries, like if I were to die today and my money and my wife were to pass on, I wouldn't expect my children to take all this money and spend it. They would invest it. And therefore the investment should be based on the timeline of who's going to be spending the money, not the people giving it. So when you say it's 30% equities and you're saying, well, I'm worried about risk, Well, how long is the timeline? It's not your life.
But
Right.
if your objective is so strong on the dollar number at the date of your death,
then do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You're fine either way. But you asked me what I
opinion.
thought about it. My opinion is that's too low. I would say move it to 50%. You're not going to spend all this money. You would be a better steward of your money to your children if you put more equities in the portfolio.
Even considering all the chaos.
Oh, the
currently going
this
on
is the,
within
look,
the government.
Yeah, look at the chaos that the last 30 years. We just, we as people have a tendency to focus on the short term and the chaos. Do you think this is the first time that this government has been in this kind of chaos? Remember when
like
Nixon
this.
resigned? Are you remember that? And they pardoned Gerald Ford. I mean, I was a kid and I'm like, that's crazy. Remember the oil crisis and waiting in lines and then the cities being burned down and you want to go through
the drills getting underneath the desk at
Oh,
school because of the
yes.
nuclear bomb. I don't know how the desk was going to save us. but-
I always question that. I'm like, okay, this isn't the highest quality desk.
Yeah.
But the point being, your question was, the investment should be on timelines, and you're thinking about your life. Well, I'm thinking about the beneficiary's lifetime. So,
Yeah.
but keep it at 30% if it
And
makes you
Ron,
happy.
I'd like to finish with one comment. Obviously, your grandchild with special needs is going to need some help financially. My guess is your kids are looking at you and saying, Dad, I know it's horrible that Mom passed, but go live your life. Right? And so you're very focused on making sure that these dollars go to your kids. Maybe I'm out of line for saying this, but my guess is your kids will be like, Dad, we want you to live your life. And if that means you're going on cruises and spending some of this money, we don't get quite as much. We don't care. We want you to live your life. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And maybe I should out of bounds, but
Yes, but he called, asked us
our
what we
opinion.
thought.
So yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
sorry,
the call.
yeah, it's not the thing.
Yeah, and maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just
Maybe
want to
not.
stay on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But throw it out there.